tattoos, skateboarding,
traveling the world, and psychedelics.
These are just some of the things we discuss with the legend Mike Giant. This episode is sponsored by JNH Lifestyles.
Take advantage of one of their home infrared saunas and experience the many benefits that thousands of people across the United States are praising.
Regular sessions in an infrared sauna will help you in almost all areas of your life.
Start your joyful, natural, and healthy lifestyle today with JNH Lifestyles. I'm Dex.
And I'm Steve-O. And this is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I don't even know where to begin with you, man. It's like New York, New Mexico, the USSR. Like
Yeah, like, definitely got around.
So instantaneously it was like, all right, you meet somebody in the first 90 seconds. What would you want somebody to know about you?
I guess that I'm just an independent artist.
Yeah.
Kind of live by my own rules, my own schedule. It's been that way for a long time.
Yeah.
And I work in a lot of different artistic mediums, you know, to kind of make sure I stay paid.
Yeah.
You know, from tattoos to skateboard graphics, fine art, a lot of commercial work too. Man. You know.
Where did that begin for you? Like thinking about, born upstate New York, and then
born in upstate. We moved to New Mexico, I think, in '79.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, as far as my career goes, it was just kind of a natural progression of things because I was drawing as soon as I could hold a marker.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man.
And my parents just kept putting them in front of me.
Yeah.
And then I got offered a job doing skateboard graphics for Think in 1993. And I just, it was the same thing, magic markers on paper, and then turn it into a silk screen and the whole thing. But it was still, even to this day, it's still just magic marker drawings.
Wow.
Is that when you started skating?
I started skating in '83, I think. Okay. First trip to San Diego with the family, and discovered it and got a board at the Price Club here in Albuquerque and rode that until it was destroyed.
Big
it was
like
a 10 by 30.
Yeah.
It was called it was like made after the Sims Kamikaze. It was a rip off of it, and the Kamikaze was like just a really popular board at the time. But yeah, that's where it started, and then we'd go back out to San Diego every summer for the few years there, and I'd get new equipment and learn new tricks and get hip to stuff.
Is anybody else dying yet?
You dying?
I'm dying, bro.
I'm okay.
You're used to this heat, right?
Have you done a dry sauna before? You been in?
I like saunas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you're the mellowest dude I've ever met. I just want to kick it with you forever. Like,
it's all good. I get aggro, man.
Yeah? Yeah. Well, okay. What makes you aggro? Like,
frustration.
Yeah?
Traffic. Stupid drivers.
Traffic, somewhat.
Yeah.
I'm a meditator.
Okay.
So, like, whenever I'm in a situation where I'm waiting in line or just it's out of my control, I just try to practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it ended up that, that makes those situations opportunities. It's like if I'm waiting in line at the bank, I ain't tripping. I'm just following my breath.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with driving.
Okay.
That's good, man. Yeah.
And even really trying to like be conscious of what I can do to improve the situation. Like sometimes I'll be stuck in traffic and I'll be a little pissed and I'll realize, I should probably just change the music.
Oh, nice.
Something dumb like that.
Yeah,
right.
Just change the music into something mellower.
Yeah.
And then, little things like that. I think people sometimes just get caught in a bad mood and don't realize they can just get themselves out of it.
Do you ever find yourself just driving and you shut the music off and you just kind of just drive and just take
That's
it
what the motorcycle's for.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. The motorcycle is definitely that.
Yeah.
You kind of can't be thinking about other shit or you'll crash. Yeah. Kind of like riding a fixed gear bicycle in traffic.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of open awareness, zen kind of thing.
When did you get into meditation? How did that begin for you?
Well,
it's like, dude, you're an aggro guy. You got to do something so you don't kill somebody.
No, it was like I took a religions course at UNM in college, and we read some Buddhist stuff as well as all the major religions. Yeah. And the Buddhist stuff made the most sense to me.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was it. And then I moved to San Francisco, obviously, to work in the skateboard business, and continued to read and would go to lectures. and stuff like that. But I guess it wasn't until, say, 2003 or so that I started taking it a lot more serious and embodying it in my lifestyle and that kind of thing. Started doing retreats.
Okay. Have you, like, when you go to like a like a temple or something, do the people look at you? Because I mean, on the surface, your paintings, your temple, you know what I mean? It's a little set apart. I wouldn't go, oh yeah, that guy's clearly a Buddhist. Look at that skull tat.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I do know what you mean. Ironically, I do have tons of Buddhist-inspired tattoos.
Yeah, I noticed your chest. I noticed, man.
That's the thing.
So
there's a lot of that going on there. I guess, when I've been on retreat, there's sometimes opportunities to share who you are with the group and whatnot. And I've explained to them what's up and explained, that some of the tattoos are based on Buddhist ideas. And they're like, oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
And then they start to see it as like a level of dedication.
Right.
Like how a Rasta's dreads show how long he's been dedicated.
Got it. Yeah, man.
That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I think in that way, my tattoos have been this like clear signal of my dedication to things.
Okay. What was your
Including
first?
tattooing.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, what was your first? Like, because I mean, talking about it, you're born in '71, and I'm going. I remember getting tattoos young, and now the culture's a little different, where it's like acceptable and cool. But
Oh yeah, there it is. I got an
Is this a tattoo that you designed yourself?
My
Your first
friend,
one?
graffiti friend named Joker designed it.
That's
This is
okay.
like an
How old are
abstract
you?
G under here. I
Oh,
was
okay.
probably 19 when I
Wow.
got this one. And then I got another little band on the other arm. Very 80s.
no, I feel you.
bands,
I've got a
know?
lot of cover-ups because of that. Because it
Oh,
was like,
sure.
oh yeah, this was
Yeah.
the tribal from '93. This was the.
Yeah.
So it's like.
It all
yeah.
comes together in the end.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
But
yeah.
But yeah, that's where it started.
I mean, speaking of the culture, clearly, I mean, you've seen so many different cultures traveling all over the world. Skate industry.
I feel really, really lucky in that way.
Yeah. Has there ever been a
really
culture
lucky.
that's set apart that you're like, this is my jam? Like when you think of where you want to be.
Yeah, I can give you an example. Paris.
Yeah.
Like I've done a few shows in Paris, and in the same day have experienced the height of French culture sitting next to, say, the Minister of Arts of French culture. But that same night maybe be in the Paris catacombs in the very, very illegal, dangerous part.
Yeah.
Mixing it up with my graffiti friends and smoking
Dude.
hash. And
Okay. Yeah.
escaping police and
Yeah.
so I love that I've had the ability as an artist to be able to traverse those different like levels of social strata.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man,
And able to just
totally.
mix it up with everybody too.
Yeah.
We would do these like invite dinners when I would do shows in Paris, and the gallerist would bring all her A-list people, and we'd have this big, wonderful dinner.
Yeah.
And then, like, the next day or two, she would tell me who was there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
totally.
it just made it so everybody was just...
You're kind of on the
just
level and
everybody's
chill.
cool.
And yeah.
I wasn't self-conscious about passing joints to people,
Yeah,
shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
And they loved that it was
Yeah.
just real, you know? And, that's one thing. Something about Paris in general. I've always had those experiences.
You seem like a very experiential, like for you, it's all about just whether creating art or like, because art is so subjective, right? Like everybody views it differently, but same with culture and experience. Everybody's experiences are different than the other. Like, would you say that's, I mean, your go-to is kind of just experiencing life?
Yeah, if I've been in a foreign country, say at an art opening, and a group of kids comes over and in earnest want me to go spray paint on subway cars with them,
Yeah.
I might go.
Okay.
I might go. That's the kind of thing, if people are like, hey, you want to do this?
Yeah.
You might go to jail. All right.
You're
all
like,
right,
okay.
All right.
Okay, what country I'm in? How is
the deal? I know that about myself.
You're like this
I'll go there.
kind of an independent gypsy artist is the vibe I'm getting from you,
That's how
Because you're-
graffiti writers are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so many of the connections I've made, traveling were with graffiti artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the great way to see a city.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of many people that know streets better than graffiti writers.
Yeah.
And there's something really special about being in one of the most beautiful cities in the world anywhere in the middle of the night at like 3 o'clock. Like Tokyo at 3 a.m. is insane. Paris at 3 a.m. is insane on a different level.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
something about being out late at night is another thing. I feel really fortunate that the things I was involved in.
Yeah. Do you experiment a lot with psychedelics?
Not so much anymore, but I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I literally did LSD every Sunday for a few
wow.
years in the 90s. Yeah,
you feel like
I've
that?
done hundreds and hundreds of hits.
Okay.
Wow.
For sure. Mescaline, tons of MDMA, DMT.
Yeah.
But you're sweating all the
lots
toxins
of
out.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Lots. You know, I
Out
did,
of all
I
of
did
it-
that for years.
Out of all
Wow.
of it, was it the LSD? Is that what
LSD is
screwed you up the most?
None of it screwed me up.
Yeah.
I had some intense experiences for sure
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
wish on people. I've had some really
Did you live another
gnarly
life
bad
in one of those
trips.
realities? I've heard if you do DMT, you live another life.
Really?
DMT is a funny one because it doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
So it's very convincing when your eyes are closed. I smoked it just recently, and I just saw like raspberry fractals for some reason. I just kept seeing
Gosh,
the
man.
dumbest thing. You know what I mean?
It's
Sometimes
funny.
it's really,
Yeah.
powerful and ecstatic, and there's aliens in there, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
knowledge to be dropped, but I just got raspberry fractals.
Disappointing.
It was all good.
Dude,
It was fun.
dude.
10 minutes, it's
Yeah.
over.
Have you ever found yourself,
You know.
because I mean, clearly you're very experimental and experiential, and
With certain things.
yeah.
Like I haven't really messed with hard drugs.
See, that's
Isn't
good.
that funny?
No. I mean,
Speed, coke,
that's what
none of that.
makes sense to me. And that's kind of what I was going to ask. Like right
Yeah.
now, I'm in the middle of a sauna, asking myself, what did I do? Because I'm drowning in my sweat.
This is an actual healthy thing for your body.
Whatever, dude. I'm dying. So
Well, I get you though.
Yeah, man.
You have to just relax into the moment in the situation.
Okay.
Because
I can't realize.
I've had crazy sweats on LSD.
okay, that's what I was going to ask. Like, was there ever an
Usually
experience?
early into the trip, you'd get
Okay.
that nauseous feeling from like
Oh,
the
yeah,
strychnine
yeah.
if it was paper.
Dude.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why liquid's so
The
much better. to
cramping
get.
up of the muscles or the
Yeah, all that weird-
No, I feel you.
Yeah,
I do.
Get you.
So-
Get you.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, dude. In my younger, I'm like vibing with you so much. I think
Mm.
that's why, for me, my quote Zen place is Brooklyn. I just love Brooklyn. I love
I
everything
lived in
about
Brooklyn.
I love the street art. I love the,
Yeah.
and so I try and get out there every year.
Brooklyn's
Just
the borough.
yeah, man, it is the borough, right? So
It's its own city too.
yeah, man.
I think it's still the fourth largest city in America
Yeah.
if you broke up the boroughs into
Yeah.
separate cities.
Dude.
Brooklyn's huge.
Yeah. So have you ever found yourself in the middle of something, because as you know, we're talking experience and experimenting, in the middle of something like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. How
Oh,
do I get
sure.
out of this situation?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Tell us
I
about
mean,
it, man.
well, the last time I took LSD, took way too much. Way too much. I was by myself in Las Vegas. I took it at about noon
Oh,
and
God.
thought I would go for a walk on the strip.
Oh, okay.
And it hit me really hard, just like maybe a block away from the casino I was staying at. I think I was at the MGM Grand, and it was for a snowboard convention. My buddy Dalek was there, and he was at the convention all day doing stuff, signing snowboards.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I'll just trip out. I'll have a good time. It was gnarly. I barely got back to my hotel room, and I was in what I call crossover, where I can't tell if my eyes are open or closed.
Okay.
Oh man.
So that's where your ego just panics.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So who's here? Who's listening to this? And just having to ride that out, I'd get really sick and go into the shower, and I'd throw up, and I would take a shower, and then I'd get back in bed.
Sounds so much fun.
And it went on and on for a few hours. It was really, really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I remember calling some friends. They can attest to this story.
Yeah.
It's just like I just needed to hear a familiar voice and know
Yeah.
that I'm somehow connected to this world. And they were just like, "Holy shit, bro, you're tripping." And they knew I was a tripper.
Yeah.
It was.
But you
It was
still
a
go
lot.
back?
It was a lot, yeah. But I got through it. But there was a lot of it where I had to rely on my meditative
Yeah.
techniques just to be like, this is a temporary manifestation based on a chemical that I put in my body.
Right.
Roll with it. You're not gonna die.
Right.
Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
Just hang in there. And it was so clean. I ended up meeting friends for drinks at 10 o'clock that night, and I was fine.
Wow.
And then they were like, they thought it was funny because they saw me during the day and knew that I wasn't going to remember.
Right,
They said
right.
I was just like looking through people.
Yeah.
Like, and I kind of was, because I couldn't tell, again, if my eyes were open or closed. I would just be walking, and it would just be like,
Dude,
whoa,
I,
click,
just
you know?
I couldn't imagine.
Is there a lesson you think you learned from that experience? You know? Do you-
Sure. I think it's the lesson
Don't
of
trip balls.
I think it's the lesson of meditation is that there's something beyond your ego.
Yeah.
Your ego is this construct, and it's easily manipulated, you know. But somehow there's still this you that's behind it. That in a trip or in an egoless state in meditation practice, there's still something there, and I think that that's important to connect with, because I think that that's the universal. When I can get past my ego, I feel very connected to everything.
Yeah.
And psychedelics can certainly make you feel that way.
I was gonna say, dude, I mean, your story is insane because it's like famous skateboard artist, and you travel in the world, and you have such an incredible story. So I can imagine for a human being living the experience you have, it'd probably be pretty easy to be like, pretty awesome.
No, I feel really lucky.
Yeah.
I think that's another part with connecting to the egolessness. You know, you get to see that your life is this like creative construct.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and this creative construct that I've got, I'm able to not really work
Yeah.
and kind of have fun every day
Do what you
and
love.
do what I love. And yeah, it's just amazing that it's worked out, you know, because I know that it is this like creative thing. And I also feel strongly that the universe does conspire somehow to give us what we want if we resonate with it in the right way.
Okay.
Like karma. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, even, I'm sure you've even experienced that where you just do something nice for somebody, not expecting anything out of it, and then something extraordinarily awesome happens for
Yeah.
you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I believe in that shit. I
Yeah.
think those are signs from the universe.
Okay.
You know, and my life
Golden
has
rule
just
style.
been so blessed with those kinds of things. I really get what I want.
Yeah. It's crazy thinking about like starting your meditation from like a world religions class and like
Yeah.
talking about the experiences and how you are this creative construct. Like, do you ever think of the idea of like, if you are creating yourself, like, where did your creation come from? Do you know what I mean? Like, the idea that there's like an overwhelming creator that...
One of my teachers, a guy named Thich Nhat Hanh, he's the greatest living Buddha that I've found, and I use him as an example. He's a very, very humble person, and I think he understands very clearly the creative nature of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I
ever
don't
think
know.
to, like, I just, because of all the experience and like the tripping and like the just getting deep into it, because you said something that triggered me in a way that I'm like, yeah, man, because I vibe with the idea that like I look at nature, I look at everything around us and realize that there's like DNA, just breaking that down, and the idea of like a hand upon that, and the idea of like this ultimate...
Those are fascinating questions.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Like this guy that... This,
DNA
like
in particular
this,
is an interesting
you know
one.
what I mean? Like,
I love the theories that it came from another planet.
yeah,
And
so
just
it's
kind
like...
of started propping up and
Right.
propagated versus something that grew organically on the planet.
Right.
It kind of makes more sense to me now that it could have come
Like
from
there's a purpose behind creation.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, and there's just so many ancient stories of us actually coming from the stars, the Sirius in particular.
Yeah.
In so many different societies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, man.
And a lot of it does
Maybe.
point back to a creator.
Right. But I love that. That's my
But,
favorite
like,
part.
The
is
Buddhist part of me,
just
though,
chilling.
I don't think of. I experience the world as one. All is one. So there isn't a creator individual.
Yeah.
The whole thing is creating the whole thing constantly forever.
Okay.
Everything is affecting everything else constantly. So as much as we're creators as much as anything. Right?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
And
man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could put all of this onto some sort of
like intelligent designer
entity that
But in a way, don't you think that kind of makes sense? Because us being creators...
But again, we could take life from this planet and plant it somewhere else, and we didn't make it, so to speak. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, you notice things and you can transport things.
Yeah.
And, we're even... it's like the science of bringing back the dinosaurs, like Jurassic Park shit. Like, it's still there.
Yeah.
Woolly
And,
mammoth. I
it's
think
like,
they're making
right?
one right now.
I think they
Yeah, I think
They're
they
crazy.
have. They've made a woolly mammoth.
Why would you want to do that? It didn't
Well, why
work out
not?
the first time.
As a scientist,
That's
as an
true, actually. You
explorer.
know what? Why
Why not? Because Jurassic Park, dude.
Why not?
No, but I love your
Why not?
your brain, man, where you come from the idea of why not, because clearly you articulate everything through art. It's like the way that you were conveying
Mostly,
Yeah. And man, I love it. So what are you creating now? Like, what are you expressing now, and what are you wanting just people to know, to see, to...
It's a transition time, man.
Okay.
I just moved to Santa Fe this week.
Okay.
So I'm still kind of putting my studio together.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels nice to be around an artist community again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Different kinds of
that's-
folks,
Yeah, Santa
folks
Fe's
with
a good
style.
spot. Yeah.
There wasn't really
Dude, the restaurants
style
in Santa
Boulder.
Fe are ridiculous.
So good.
Lee
So
expensive,
good.
I know.
They are
Yeah.
that too. But then the cost of living is cheaper comparatively for me. I just took a huge cut in my monthly expenses by moving back to New Mexico. So
Okay.
I'll be able to take it easy a little more and probably eat at some of those nicer restaurants
Yeah.
because I'll have that little bit of extra on that side.
Dex, do we want to start? Are we going to let Mike start?
Well, clearly
At the end
he's a
of the
huge
show.
fan of the show.
So he's seen every episode, and he knows like every episode ends with the theme song to "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff." So we're gonna kick it over to Mike Giant. Who,
Oh shit! You gotta have to give me the words. I don't remember.
That's the best part of it. It's yours.
Oh,
so
I'm
you
just
get
giving
to
it to
create.
you.
See, this is
You
great.
get to
Now you
create
go.
and do whatever
So
you
this
want
is
because this is our outro, bro. It's
Don't
the "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff" theme song. Mike Giant style. I'm gonna meditate and you just throw down some hot wax. What?
All right. Don't sweat the small stuff, 'cause it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Dope.
Oh, I feel high.
Yeah, dude. No, seriously. Wow.
Man, that was a hot episode.
I see what you did there. Speaking of hot, this sauna, and you can get one at a discount. All you got to do is go to jnhlifestyles.com and enter the discount code DSTSS, or check out the link in our description.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys share this because we want to be millionaires.
Okay. Or we just want to get the word out about how amazing Don't Sweat the Small Stuff is. So please like, subscribe, and share with everyone you know so that we can be millionaires. What?